Welcome to the Basic Bee podcast, a show for the wannabe SEO savvy service providers among us, for the coaches and consultants who dream of becoming known for their storytelling skills, not to mention the solopreneurs who straight up need to master all things social proof to increase sales. After a little reluctantly fully committing to this online world of business, I quickly realized I needed to get people to come to me. I needed to tell them I was here and how I could support them. I dove headfirst into social proof, which led me to SEO, which led me to storytelling. And now it gives me great joy to share what I've learned with other business owners so they skip the hard stuff and ease straight into sales. This podcast gives you expert insights, actionable takeaways, and casual convos with some of the online world's best and brightest experts and strategists. I think that's enough of an intro, so here we go. Hello and welcome back to the segment formerly known as the Short and Sassy series. I'm changing it up on us and I'm making it more intentional, more aligned with the actual mission and message of the entire podcast. So these Friday segments are going to start to become known as the Basics with B. My intention here is to pull something from the guest episodes or the Wednesday episodes and highlight it and go a little bit deeper and really make it actionable and doable for you. For example, today I'm going to be getting into really taking care of you so you can take care of business. And I'm going to be sharing some of my favorite tools and how I've been able to do that. So just an example, that's the kind of style of episode that we're moving into. And with that, I'm going to definitely make sure that they're shorter, again, so they're doable. So I'm going to be kind of flying through these things. There will be links in the show notes, links in the show descriptions, blogs, you name it, you will be able to find things. And of course, if you can't find it, you can try the cool new feature. If you look below, if you're not driving or walking or anything, look below and you'll see a spot where you can actually text me. I tested it this week. You can definitely text me if you want me to know your name or have a link or a way of contacting you. You're going to have to share that. Otherwise, if you just want to leave a message or ask a question or something like that, feel free to do that. And I will talk about it somewhere on the podcast. With that, I really hope, first of all, that you listened to the episode with Kathleen Booker. If you didn't, either go back and listen to that once you're done listening to this episode, or go back and listen to it now and then come back and listen to this episode. How many times can I say back in like 4 seconds? Anyway, it was super incredible. Kathleen is a breathwork expert and coach, and she's a good friend. And I love getting to feature people like that on the show and talk about, nervous system regulation techniques like breathwork, because with my background as a massage therapist, it's really important to me that we don't forget the person, whether that is, again, most importantly, you, or if that's the client, or if that's just another human that you're interacting with out in the world. We can't forget that these are people. We are people. We are individuals and we are dealing with people. So with that, we're going to get into some of the stuff you can do, like I said, to help you take care of yourself. Because if you aren't taking care of you, you're not going to be able to effectively take care of anything else, whether that's a houseplant, a pet, a child, a partner, a business. Like, it's just not going to happen, So take care of yourself in order to take care of anything or anyone else, especially your business, especially little humans, especially anything that's living. All right, I think I've harped on that point enough. So these are some of the tools that I've used and had success with as far as taking care of me. Again, I'm going to go through these pretty quickly, but there will be links below. First up, mindset coaching. My friend Sally, I've had her on the show. I will link her episode. She is my business coach, my mindset coach, a good friend. If I had not been taking care of this mindset piece, I would not be where I am today. It's been a year and a couple months since working with Sally, and my life is drastically different. Even though it's very funny, I'm recording this episode in the very same spot, which I talked to Sally last March, but my life is drastically different. I'm sitting here in the same spot, but I am not the same person. My business is not the same. It's so much better. My life is so much better. Just all of it. So mindset coaching, do not sleep on that. Healing with Akashic Records. And I did this with my friend Donna. Again, I had her on the show. I have a blog post that's actually ranking highly for Akashic Records readings, which is really funny. But this technique, this modality, this healing tool has really enabled me to cut the tethers to stories that were running in the background, and I wasn't even aware of them. If you want to hear more about that, you can go and listen to the 2 different interviews that I had with Donna. One is just on YouTube, and the other one is on this podcast as well as YouTube. So it's just a really incredible modality, but I geek out on that in those other 2 conversations with Donna. Another thing that's really helped me, I kind of wrap these into one. It's EFT tapping and meditation. And I will link to one of my favorite people that I work with to do this stuff, Natalia Benson. It's just incredible. I know some people roll their eyes when they hear about EFT tapping, or even meditation, but this has been so incredible to get me to just chill out. My brain is just going all the time. I really struggle falling asleep. I struggle turning things off and just sitting in silence even sometimes. And doing EFT tapping and meditation in the morning, I at least do one of them. I try to do both in the morning, every single morning. It's been incredible. So again, I will link that below. Next thing that's really helped me is movement. And there's 2 resources, people that I would love to tell you about that have really helped me with this movement. One is Evlo Fitness, my friend Dr. Shannon. She is a physical therapist. I worked with her in person, and then COVID shut us all down. But I was able to experience her work in person. I was able to go to her fitness classes. And then she created Evlo when the world shut down and we were all isolated. And I was able to still have a movement technique that was actually really great for my body. I will say I used to be super 5 or 6 days a week with exercise. I've kind of struggled to find my rhythm again, but this is the movement that I go back to all the time. It's so good for your body. It's gentle on your body, but without feeling like you're weak or having a lacking workout. It is just so good, so effective, so efficient. And it's also great for your brain, your nervous system. So she tackles a little bit of everything. It's absolutely incredible. Second resource that I want to mention is my friend Alexandra. I'm going to link her as well. But I did this 2-hour session with her recently, and she basically took me through movement that helped to clear. If you're familiar with the chakras, we kind of cleared every single chakra. We just worked up through the chakra system, and it has been incredible. I popped a hamstring in January. That has resolved itself. I had some neck pain that popped up out of nowhere. That has resolved itself. So it's really been incredible just to notice, even weeks later, how my body is responding to that. So I will link her below. A few other things to get through. Journaling. I will share my favorite cute little journal below. I actually got a new one from my mom for my birthday, and I'm really excited to use this one. It's super cute. I'm all about cute things. And it's my favorite. I love journaling. It's something that I've realized I really need to prioritize because that's how I process some things. So just getting myself to sit down and write every morning has been really helpful for me. In addition to journaling, I love reading. I love reading. I love nonfiction. I love fiction. I am, a physical book fan. I'm an audiobook fan. They all count. I love reading them all. I'll link some of my favorites below, but I've definitely gotten into the Rebecca Yarros series and Sarah J. Maas, all of her worlds. I am just living over there right now. Next up is astrology. So using this tool, for me, it's been a thing I get to geek out about and have fun with. And some of my favorite astrologers I've actually gotten to work with in the last year. So Vika Bradford, and I'll link everyone below. She focuses with karmic astrology and ancestral astrology, which is fascinating. And she's adding a couple new offers now. It's just really helped me work through some of my familial lineage stuff. So just life-changing. Babs Chung, honestly, I love working with her for just figuring out what the heck is going on. She calls it something else, but I'll link that below. We worked together for Q1 this year, and it was really eye-opening just to see what was going on in my chart and to watch things unfold. And it was cool to feel prepared for what possibilities that could unfold. And the third person is Natalia Benson. Again, I mentioned her earlier with EFT tapping and meditation. But the cool thing about working with her and being in her community is she ties together business, money, and astrology. She's a manifesting generator like I am, so she ties it all together. And that perfectly moves into the last piece that I've really loved diving into in the last year, which has been human design. I actually did a podcast recently that was all about my number. There's a ratio or a fraction at the beginning, so I'm a 3-5 manifesting generator. And I got to geek out on what the 3-5 is and how that's actually shown up in my business. So it's really just been fun. It's helped me understand myself. And I had Rachel Weaver on the podcast, so I'll link her episode below as well if you want to listen to that too. So the big basic that I want you to walk away with is that you have to take care of you so you can take care of business. Be sure to check all the links below. Reach out if you have any questions or if you want to nerd out on something that I mentioned. That was really something, wasn't it? Let that really sink in and guide you toward being the answer to even more Googled questions. Thanks so much for joining me this episode. You are the reason this show exists and that it keeps growing. Thanks to all those follows and reviews. If you know someone who could benefit from what was shared, send it to them. We don't do shy around here. If you thought of clarifying or follow-up questions while listening, you know what to do. Say hi on Instagram. Check the show notes for all the things that were mentioned, and I'll talk to you soon, friend. Okay, you get it. You know SEO is important, but no, you're not interested in learning another skill. Who has the time? But who are you supposed to trust with the task of getting SEO to work for you? Someone who won't ghost you mid-project or treat you like a dum-dum lollipop. Someone who actually wants to empower you and your team with all things SEO. Hi, yes, it's me, Brittany, and you are the person I created the SEO packet for. You're curious, you want to understand this thing better, but only a little bit. You don't actually want to do the doing. This way, you get the key SEO stuff super fast, and you get support throughout and beyond the project. No more letting Google gift you the wrong SEO strategy. Time to put the right words in the right places and get found online by the right people. Find all the info you need below.